92.9 WLMI, Smokin' Joe, back here with Gilgamesh Taggett, who plays Daddy Warbucks in the production of Annie, now playing at the Wharton Center through Sunday, the 21st. The performances are at 7:30 through Thursday, and then Friday at 8 p.m., Saturday at 2 and 8 p.m., Sunday 1 and 6:30. You can get tickets at whartoncenter.com or by calling 1-800-WHARTON. Gilgamesh, Daddy Warbucks is my favorite character in Annie. Tell us about Daddy Warbucks.
Well, he's a great character. He really is. And we've taken some time to flesh him out a little bit with this production. Martin really wanted to bring some more human, or at least some more accessible qualities to the character. And it's something about him that comes across as rude or angry or mean. He's really not. He's just driven. He's very focused on one goal, and that's to never be in that position he was when he was a kid, when his parents died and he was broke and living in Hell's Kitchen. So that's all he's ever thought about, and he's never wanted for anything since until he meets this little girl, and then, well, it's not something he wants, love. It's something we all need, and it immediately gets through to him and affects him. And that's, the beginning of his journey with her.
All right, Gilgamesh, let's talk about Annie and Daddy Warbucks' relationship with Annie, how that develops.
I think it begins with empathy, or not so much an empathy, but a recognition. It's not an optimism in her. It's optimism, and unrelenting optimism can quickly turn into just unrelenting. There's that forward force, and there's something of, well, nothing's going to slow her down. He tries to bowl her immediately like he does everybody else, and she actually interrupts him. Looking at it from that perspective, what I love is there are these runs that once Warbucks opens his mouth, he just starts talking, and he's not going to stop talking, and he's going to continue, and she just says, "Oh, that's okay, I understand," and it stops him cold. And she's got that chutzpah, she's got that fearlessness, and he respects that. Not necessarily sure what to do with it at first, and then immediately she starts manipulating him, and he's not even aware of it, as only a young girl can to an old man. That's, "Oh, please," that whole attitude, and everything is going her way, and immediately it's out into the greatest city in the world, as the musical says. He takes her out to show her his city, NYC. You're big, you're loud, you're tough. He associates himself with that city and shares his view, and we as the audience get to see the city through her eyes of him showing it to her. And she says the line, I love it. She sings, "To think that I've lived here all my life and never seen these things." And he's seen the city from both the alleyway, being poor, and from Fifth Avenue, being a billionaire. And he's still, it's smelly. Have you been to New York recently? I mean, they cleaned it up a bit, but it's still, wow, there's some interesting aromas out there. But I do love that city, and there is something about it that the city's pulse is just constantly thrumming, and the energy moving through the streets is just frenetic, and it's not as aggressive or angry as it used to feel back in the day, but it really is. It's one of those magnificent cities that you can't beat. It's New York. And immediately now they have something to join on. They have something to associate with one another. And it's not that I don't think that she does anything really. I think what Martin wrote, or Thomas Meehan wrote in Martin's concept, it's a little girl who sees him and doesn't go, "Oh, it's the Mr. Powerful Mr. Warbucks. It's boo, boo, boo," because he intimidates everyone around him. She looks at him and goes, "Oh, okay, tough guy. I get it." And it's that simple. And the fact that she deals with him so openly, and she is such a charming little, and both the actresses playing her, are the lead, Izzy Swickle and her understudy, Adia. They're both charming in their own ways. And there's something about the immediacy and deliberacy of a child that is just unbeatable. They look into your eyes, and they're looking through you, and there's nothing you can hide from them. And all they have to do is smile and give a look of, "Nope, you're done now." And you know you're done, and you should know better. I'm 45 years old. I shouldn't have a 9-year-old out thinking me on stage, but I'm standing there in tears going, I wasn't going to cry in this scene. But they climb right in, and that's the beauty of it. She's fearless, and he respects that, and it starts an immediate relationship. But it's not until he says he'll find her parents. He's going to help her find her parents. And because he wants to adopt her, but she wants to find her parents. And when he says, "All right, well, I'll find them for you. I'll find your parents for you. That's the first stage of being a dad, of being an actual parent. What I want is you and to be happy with you, but you want something and you have to have that, regardless of what I want, that parent sacrifice. And it's such a simple little moment in the show that I think gets glossed over, but I really adore it.
Gilgamesh, you're a Michigan boy. Tell us about your experience at the Wharton.
This is one interesting homecoming here, to be in front of my home state. And the people the energy was just off the chain. You could feel yourself vibrating from it. And the audience was so good to us. They were on their feet instantly at the end of the show. And that's always a wonderful feeling because you don't always feel like you deserve. It's not what we're going for. We just want people to be happy. But when they rocket up out of their chairs like that, and it being my home state, I just felt so loved and so appreciated, and it was nice to kind of come full circle. So far, it's been great. We're loving it, and we can't wait to see people the rest of the week and support live art, support live theater. We really appreciate it.
Gilgamesh Taggett, thank you so very much for joining us.
Happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Gilgamesh Taggett as Oliver Warbucks, better known as Daddy Warbucks, in the production of Annie, now at the Wharton Center, through Sunday, the 21st. The performances are at 7:30 through Thursday, and then Friday at 8 p.m., Saturday at 2 and 8 p.m., Sunday 1 and 6:30. You can get tickets at whartoncenter.com or by calling 1-800-WHARTON.